Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Thursday, March 30th, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money, and if you are interested in props and parlay picks, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link to our Patreon and to our new channel in the description and comments section below. New York Mets vs Miami Marlins. I'm rolling with a team that's at home and underdogs despite trotting out the best pitcher on the planet, the Miami Marlins. His opening day career is incredible so far, with 17.2 innings and only 3 earned runs, and if Miami's offensive vision comes to fruition, he may get the best run support he's ever had in Miami. Max Scherzer and the Mets are dangerous, one of MLB's favorites to win it all this season, but I don't see Game 1 going their way. This game should be tight, and when it's time to bring in a reliever to get them out of a tight spot, there's going to be a glaring Edwin Diaz-sized hole. Miami strikes late and takes their home opener against the Mets. Our team pick is Marlins money line. In this matchup, we have two true aces who have more than 10 years between them, yet are no further apart in dominance. They may even rank as 1 to 2, take your pick, on the list of pitchers you would least like to face in the National League. It doesn't matter if it's Game 1 or Game 80, these two are coming with the same intensity, which is a detriment to the hitters. They also both benefit from remaining in the Florida climate, so their arms are not affected by the cooler spring and the more northerly climates. For as long as these two starters are in this game, expect the score to remain very low and for batters to be extremely frustrated. The under is 4-0 in the last 4 games that Alcantara has started at home, and the total was set at 6.5 or lower. Take the under 6.5 goals. Minnesota Twins vs Kansas City Royals. Minnesota is the better team on paper, and they had Greinke's number last season, winning 4 of the 5 games that he started. In this game, they should have the edge in starting pitching, offense, defense, and bullpen. The Royals' offense and base running can keep them in this game, especially at home, but I can't see their bullpen tossing many zeros once Greinke is pulled. Roll with the Twins to pick up their first win of the season. Our team pick is Twins money line. Expecting a run per inning in this game feels a little too high for opening day. The Royals have never seen Pablo Lopez, and Zach Greinke is a veteran pitcher that can do well enough to avoid a crooked number. The Royals upgraded their bullpen so they will not give up too many runs in the later innings as well. The under is 4-0 to 1 in their last 5 games against one another, so go with under 9 runs in this game. Our total pick is under 9 points. Toronto Blue Jays vs St. Louis Cardinals. This should be an outstanding pitching matchup. McCall has had a solid regular season and leaves spring training allowing no runs in 12 innings. That is the kind of start that can carry over and give the righty the edge in this contest. Mano went 2-2 in the spring and will likely give up no more than a couple of runs in this game. That leaves this contest in the hands of the bullpens. These are similar groups to the ones that finished off games last season, giving the Cardinals the edge. They have a group that is more dependable than what Toronto has to offer, and that will be the difference in this game. The Toronto offense will be a little slow getting out of the gate. Our team pick is the St. Louis Cardinals. The St. Louis Cardinals battled past the Milwaukee Brewers to win the NL Central, finishing with the 4th best record in the National League. This was a team with a plus 135 run differential, 4th best in the league. The hitting was a big reason for the success, as St. Louis finished 5th in all of baseball in runs scored, 772, while the pitching staff was 10th with a 3.79 ERA. This will be a new-look Cardinals team, as Yadier Molina will not be behind the plate for the first time in nearly 2 decades. Albert Pujols is gone as well, but there is plenty of talent in this lineup. Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, and Miles McCollum make this one of the best middle of the lineups in the league. Covering the catching duties this season will be Wilson Contreras, who joins the team after spending 7 seasons with the Chicago Cubs. Contreras hit .243 with 22 homers and 55 RBIs last season and will be a great addition to the team, not only helping St. Louis, but hurting Chicago. Our total pick is over. Chicago White Sox vs Houston Astros. Even without Altuve Verlander, the Astros top to bottom have the best roster in the American League, loaded with big-game players. The Astros also have one of the most substantial home field advantages. The Astros are 40-13 in their last 53 games overall, 44-16 in their last 60 home games, and have won 10 straight opening day games. That's right, Houston hasn't opened the season with a loss since 2012. Houston is also 13-2 in the last 15 games that Framber Valdez has pitched in. Dylan Cease is an excellent starter for the White Sox, but the team has still lost his last 4 regular season starts, and he has struggled against the Astros in the past. Although I love Houston here, it's opening day, and with fully rested bullpens on each side, I don't want to make a run line play on a home team, so I will take Houston to win outright. Our team pick is Houston Astros. 2 of the better pitchers in the American League will face off Thursday, as Chicago's Dylan Cease will be on the mound, while Houston will start its ace Framber Valdez. Last season Cease had a 2.20 ERA, while Valdez had a 2.82 ERA. The total has finished under in 3 of Chicago's last 4 played on the road, and in 4 of Houston's last 5 overall. Our total pick is under. Los Angeles Angels vs Oakland Athletics. While both teams were sub .500 again last season, the fact remains that the Angels are at least attempting to make their team competitive. Oakland dealt away, arguably, their top 2 players in the offseason, leaving them with plenty of question marks and a ton of youth that has to prove themselves. Mueller doesn't have much of a track record to lean on at this point in time at the major league level. Meanwhile, Ohtani turned in a stellar season in 2022, both on the mound and at the plate, and the Angels have a better lineup to work with offensively. You have to think that Ohtani should breeze through this Oakland lineup, which may be pushing it to call it a AAA level squad. Meanwhile, the Angels' bat should be able to get more than enough runs on the board against Mueller and company to put this one in the win column. Our team pick is Los Angeles Angels minus 1.5 runs. This is just playing the odds here, as Oakland Coliseum is not a big home run ballpark, and having Shohei Ohtani on the mound and Kyle Fuller, a pitcher who this Angels lineup has never seen before, is a great recipe for zeros on the board. This Athletics lineup is like Swiss cheese with the amount of holes, and the Angels have to prove they can be consistent before I believe in them to produce 5+ runs in a game, which they will need here for the over to be in play. The under is 26-2 in their last 28 games against one another, so go with under 7 runs in this game. Arizona Diamondbacks vs Los Angeles Dodgers. The Diamondbacks were an average offensive team last season, averaging 4.33 runs per game. They didn't make a splash in the offseason, but they added a few veterans that they hope will improve their offense. Despite the new additions, expect them to struggle offensively in this game because they didn't hit the ball well against left-handers, and Urias has had a lot of success against them, going 7-1 in 8 games against them. He gave up 3 runs in his last 4 starts against the Diamondbacks and will keep their offense in check once again. The Dodgers were the best offensive team in the league last season, but they lost key offensive players like Trey Turner and Cody Bellinger. Despite their losses, the Dodgers have a lot of depth and still have players like Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, so don't expect a significant drop offensively. Golan was one of the best pitchers in the league last season, but he hasn't had a lot of success against the Dodgers, going 1-2 in 9 starts against them. He gave up 5 runs in his last 2 starts in Los Angeles and will have a hard time slowing them down in this game, so go with Los Angeles to cover the run line. Our team pick is Los Angeles Dodgers minus 1.5 runs. The Dodgers finished with the best record in baseball last season, but they were knocked out of the playoffs in 4 games by the Padres in the NLCS. Even though they lost players like Trey Turner, Justin Turner, Cody Bellinger, Joey Gallo, and Edwin Rios, they added veterans like J.D. Martinez, David Peralta, Miguel Rojas, and Jason Hayward, so don't expect to see a significant drop in their offensive production. Los Angeles averaged 5.17 runs per game last season. Their .257 batting average was 4th in the league. Their .333 on-base percentage was 1st, while their .442 slugging percentage was 2nd. Freddie Freeman led the Dodgers with a .325 batting average, 21 home runs, and 100 RBI. Los Angeles's pitching was one of the best in the league last season, with the team giving up 3.18 runs per game. Opponents had a .209 batting average against the Dodgers, which was 1st in the league. Their 2.80 ERA also led the league, as did their 1.05 WHIP. In his last start against the Diamondbacks, Urias gave up 3 hits and 1 run in 5.1 innings, leading to a 3-2 win for the Dodgers. They will need another solid start from him if they want to get the win. Our total pick is under 7.5 runs. Cleveland Guardians vs Seattle Mariners. The Guardians are 1-6 in the last 7 meetings in Seattle. I'm betting on the Mariners to win as money line favorites at home on opening day. After holding a pre-game ceremony to honor their first playoff squad in over 2 decades, they will settle in, scoring a couple of runs off Bieber before opening the game open against the Guardians' bullpen. Seattle can match Cleveland with an ace of their own, and I expect Rodriguez and the young M's to feed off the energy in the stadium, driving Seattle to a win in Game 1. Our team pick is Mariners money line. The Seattle Mariners were also a good team at the plate throughout the course of the regular season, as they finished last season sitting in 13th with a .705 team ops, while scoring 4.26 runs per game during the year. They lost some good players during the offseason as second baseman Adam Frazier, designated hitter Carlos Santana, catcher Kurt Casale, outfielder Travis Jankowski, corner infielder Jake Lamb, third baseman Abraham Toro, and left fielder Jesse Winker. However, they did add some talent in guys like left fielder Teoscar Hernandez, second baseman Colton Wong, designated hitter AJ Pollock, catcher Cooper Hummel, and utility infielder Tommy La Stella. They were patient at the plate last season as they were third in MLB with 596 total walks, and if they can apply pressure, they will be in a great spot for next season. These are 2 great starting pitchers on opening day, but these lineups are going to play a few runs each in this game. The Guardians are not afraid to be aggressive on the bases, as they were third in the 2022 season with 119 stolen bases, and with the bigger bases, this will be interesting for them producing some runs. The bullpens are different a bit this season and playing in a different climate from spring training to Seattle, so go with over 6.5 runs in this game.